Hello. Today we'll be going on how to choose a science fair topic. So, to choose a science fair topic, you first have to choose a broad or general topic. So, this could be something like chemistry or biology. After you've chosen some main topic, so chem, bio, ecology, or physics, you want to narrow it down. So think about what field you want to pursue in this topic. So let's say I'm really passionate about chem. I might look at medicinal chem or theoretical chem. So, after you've chosen what field you kind of want to pursue, look at the topics in that field. So, what are scientists working to solve or to experiment on in this field? And to do this, you can go to a few places. Like one of them is sciencebuddies.com, and another one is scholar.google.com. And scholar.google.com is where a lot of scientists publish their papers. And what you can do is look at a few abstracts or even the results of those papers to look for problems or points of interest to you in this field. I wouldn't go too in depth with reading these, just enough so you have a general understanding of the topic, which is why you should just look at the abstracts and maybe the results if this study is really interesting to you. And if there's anything that you don't know, or any like words or phrases that you don't know about, I would Google that because that can help you understand the field a lot better. So, after you've looked at a few papers, maybe, or look at a few studies, you want to identify problems or challenges in that field that you think you can solve or experiment on. So, maybe while treating water for dangerous substances, it's tough to take ammonia out. You could try and create a different filtration system for your science fair project, or look at different types of pipes that are able to reduce the amount of ammonia in water. And these would make design and experimental projects, respectively. And while doing this, make sure that you always follow the IJS guidelines. So, the thing about science fairs that you can't just do anything you want. You can do almost anything you want, but certain things you aren't allowed to do because they could be dangerous to you or the people around you. So I would read the IJS rules and regulations if you have any more questions for this. Some experiments may only be performed in labs, and one of the best examples of this is using radioactive materials. You need to have a licensed laboratory under the direct supervision of a licensed individual if you ever test on radioactive materials. And another thing is some materials are simply banned. So alcohol, specifically wine or beer, prescription drugs, or nicotine are completely banned in the IJS rules and regulations. So, after considering everything that I've talked about so far, you should start thinking about your final idea. So, here's like a few tips that I can give you to come up with this. One of them is optimization. You can optimize what's already out there. So, you can just take an experiment and change it a little bit or make it better. So, maybe there's ammonia filters, right? Maybe you could make it cheaper but also make it 30% more effective, or make an ammonia filtration pipe that is maybe half the cost but 2% more effective. Then you have to look if you can even pursue this because some topics are going to be easier than others. Coding projects are going to be pretty accessible all year long, but and at any time because you can just probably do it at home. But fields that require lab work or seasonal constraints may be really difficult to pursue. Another thing that you should keep in mind is your finances. Because while doing a science fair project, you probably shouldn't be spending a whole lot of money. If there's a certain thing that you need, maybe reach out to your high school or local labs, and professors, both in your high school and in college, may be willing to help you out more than you might think. And a few final recommendations is that when running a more complex experiment, you may not be able to run as many trials as you like, and that's fine. But if you're running a simple experiment, try to aim for a bunch of trials because you're able to do that. Another thing is to not be afraid to do partner projects, but do consider that, hey, maybe I might not want to partner with a certain person because of their schedule. So one example of this is that if we have a student who is in a sport that's for 3 hours or 2 hours on the weekdays, and we have another student who does robotics and violin on the weekends, their schedules might not fit with each other's because they can't both work together ever. So you may want to consider other people's schedules while choosing somebody to work with. If you have any other questions, contact us at studentboardijs@gmail.com and go to the IJIS website if you have any questions of what I talked about in this video. Thank you for watching.